Some villains are pushed to the side, mistreated in a way. The hero doesn't really know this until they find out later. Such is the case for one Kevin 11, who lost his parents long before he met Ben 10, and later he took the powers of the Omnitrix inside himself, turning him into a monster. And that's how Ben looked at him for a while, until he grew up and took a chance on him. But what if Ben took that chance while they were kids? What if Kevin 11 turned good earlier? Kevin was in the subway station still, practicing his powers, his new abilities given to him by the Omnitrix. Though he didn't know what it was called at the time. He tested the Flame Guy's powers on a wall, grew two more arms and smashed the floor, created a diamond shield with his left arm, spit out acid-like goop with his mouth. Some powers he didn't really get, like the weird goop-like abilities of upgrades, or the gills of whip jaws, though it did turn his whole head into a small creature. He liked the claws of Wyomut the most, ripping and tearing through the beams, scratching the paint. But there were some other abilities he found, too. Some that the other kid, Ben, didn't even show off. Weird plant-like bombs. A yellow shell that protected him harm from the back. And some weird tentacle-looking things that shot off his mouth. Kevin didn't know how to use these abilities. He decided to camp out for a while. He needed to improve his use of abilities the best he can, if he wanted revenge on the boy that wronged him. He had to use every trick in the book. However, fully healed in space was Vilgax, a war criminal who known to destroy multiple planets of people just to get what he wants. And what he wants is the Omnitrix, an object known for holding multiple aliens inside of it. If he can have that, he could have an army of alien soldiers to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He just needs to track it down. Luckily, he had knowledge of the device through unintended methods, so he could track the power source of it, but only when it's turned on. However, he was getting a rapidly flickering dot in one place in particular. There! The device must be there! So they set off towards the planet Earth. However, Vilgax didn't know. When Kevin absorbed the powers of the Omnitrix, he also got the energy signature of the Omnitrix in himself. He was like a homing beacon, but not for the Omnitrix. The next day, they moved out. He had to find Ben, get his revenge for betraying him. He will know what it feels like to be alone. His dad left him alone. He didn't know what happened to him, to be perfectly honest. But he hated his uncle so much. It hurt every time he was with him. There was never any nice moments. They could never agree on anything. So that's why he left. To live on the streets by himself. By himself. Kevin pondered this for a moment, but then shrugged it off as he'd done before. He decided to get the scooter, as he wasn't really used to accelerate's wheels yet, and set off. He was riding on the streets for a couple of minutes, until he saw it, the wasp bucket, only parked in the next state over. There it was. Now to attack it, and boom! A big crash happened behind him, and a big red spiky ball was on the ground. Kevin was intrigued. He didn't know what this was. It looked like some doomsday ball just popped out of the sky. He decided to go check it out. See what it was. As he got closer to the spiky ball thing, something stepped out. A big squid-like humanoid figure with a breathing apparatus tied to its mouth. Vilgax took a step out of the vehicle and took a look at his device. It was saying the Omnitrix was right in front of him. He put down the device, and right in front of him was a small kid. He immediately picked up Kevin, right around his neck. "Where is the Omnitrix?" he demanded. Kevin took a second to register what happened, and then he realized what he was talking about. "You're talking about that watch! Do you or do you not have the Omnitrix?" Kevin couldn't let this creature, this freak, get to Ben before him. He wanted his revenge. He didn't want anyone else to take it. "Sorry, I don't listen to seniors." He grew two arms to side and punched Vilgax right in the face. Vilgax flinched, dropping Kevin. "Ah! You little freak!" Vilgax shouted. Kevin quickly turned his feet into roller skates and started to run off. He needed to get to Ben before this freak could get to him. Ben was just relaxing in the rust bucket, waiting for Grandpa Max to fill it up. He remembered what Grandpa Max said, that he had to gain his trust back. He wasn't even sure how to do it yet. Daddy saw Kevin. Gwen? Not now, dweeb. I'm in middle of reading. It's kind of important. How important? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say 11. Gwen immediately picked up from her book and immediately saw Kevin rushing towards the rust bucket. Kevin? He's here? He must have followed us. I'll deal with it. You stay inside. It's safer there. If we could protect the rust bucket from Kevin, maybe that would get Grandpa Max's trust back. Ben stepped outside the rust bucket and stood in the roadway. Hey, Dweeb! You missed me! Kevin shouted, and he threw a fiery fist towards Ben. And Ben simply jumped out the way as Kevin fell on the ground, slipping because of his new wheels. Barely can control your new abilities, huh? Better for me. He quickly pressed the button on the Omnitrix. The dial raised, and he slammed it back down, transforming into Diamond Head. You got a petty shriek if you wanted to follow me here. Kevin picked himself off the ground. Well, I'm not the only one here for you. Ben looked confused at Kevin, but he soon saw what he meant. Vilgax was down the street, just standing menacingly, but sort of saying, You were the Omnitrix! Give it up now, and no one has to get hurt. Ben took a second to hesitate. He made you watch, Ned. Oh, you're not having it! Not over my dead body. Ben quickly turned his arms into shots, firing them like machine guns right at Vilgax, who either caught them or easily destroyed them. Usually that works. Don't worry, I got this. Kevin spat some acid right at the street. It didn't really work, he just casually walked over it. And that was your idea? The Omnitrix! Now! Sorry, it's kind of stuck to me. Ben tries to punch Vilgax, but he just grabs his arm, crushing the crystal-like plating around Diamond Head. Ah! Let it go, you freak! Kevin turned his arm into heat blast, firing at Vilgax's head, hoping he would drop Ben. He didn't. It just pissed him off more. Now, let's see who you are. Vilgax tapped the Omnitrix's screen with his finger and it depowered Ben back into his human state. What? A kid? Ben, now useless, thinking he ain't gonna get Grandpa Max's trust. He's just gonna die right here. Then he looked down at Kevin and he thought of an idea. Kevin! Snake fly plus heat blast. Kevin looked at Ben for a second. Stink goop plus fire. Kaboom! Kevin got it and fired some goop out his mouth right at Vilgax's face and then fired at him. A big explosion! Vilgax back. You! Vilgax immediately ran towards Kevin, who braced for impact and got shoved right into the rust bucket. Kevin! Alright, it's all fit. What the hell? Max, who just came back from paying for the gas, saw the commotion. Everyone get inside the rust bucket now! Grandpa Max quickly rushed inside the rust bucket. The Omnitrix charged up again, and seeing that this was a battle that he couldn't really win, selected Accelerate from the Omnitrix's menu and sped off into the rust bucket. Get out of here now! The rust bucket transformed with jet engines popping out of the back, going full speed away from Vilgax's location. You may run, but you can't hide. Ben put Kevin on the couch. Gwen could tell Kevin was hurt. Even though he had the Omnitrix's powers, he was still a human being. Mostly. We have to help him. We'll find the nearest hospital. Ben couldn't believe it. Kevin has risked his life trying to save him. Maybe they could be friends after all. But this is where our story ends for now. What a time and place. Emily turning into a friend. I wonder what will happen next. Until next time.